Interviewers are supposed to ask questions, not get roasted, but some of them clearly miss the memo. When they try too hard or get a little too bold, they end up getting cooked on their own show. Let's talk about some of the best or worst moments when the mic got flipped. Jimmy Fallon's whole thing is being overly friendly, almost like he's on autopilot. So when he told Ricky Gervais, "You look great," Ricky wasn't buying it. His face basically said, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
You look great, by the way. I look great?
Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
No, it wasn't.
You see, this is the thing with you, it's a talk show. Oh, you look great. Even though, look at me. Of course I don't look great. Look, I'm worse than last. Well,
it didn't help that Fallon gave the exact same compliment to The Rock. Ricky was like, "Don't lump me in with a muscle mountain, bro." Bill Maher and Andrew Schulz tried to have a chill conversation about the Middle East, but things got spicy quick. Bill suggested Andrew wouldn't last 5 minutes over there.
If I throw a dart at a map of the entire, all 60 Muslim majority countries,
I could survive in every single one of them.
You couldn't.
How no?
What?
How could I not? I'm not a gay guy. I could live in any single one of them.
In Kabul, your wife would have to wear a head-to-toe burqa every...
That's on her.
Andrew clapped back calmly, saying, "As long as I'm not in a war zone, I'll be fine." But Bill didn't stop. He switched from geography to personal attacks, trying to come off morally superior.
You could live with yourself knowing that that's how women are treated in your world.
I hate this moral argument.
You said you'd be happy.
This is such a argument.
This is such a argument.
No, I didn't say happy. I said I could live. You keep moving the goalpost.
Okay,
could live easily in every single one of the countries.
Easily?
Easily.
You could easily live in Kabul, Afghanistan.
Is there war happening? Is the war's over? I could kick it in Kabul for a month easy.
Give you two options. Either you're kidding or this is stupid.
Well, that's this pretentious ass. But that is, if you don't agree with me, you're dumb, is why Trump is elected.
Andrew? Unbothered. He stayed cool and tore apart Bill's points without breaking a sweat. They moved on before it got ugly. But the tension was real. Then there's the time Burt Reynolds and Mark Summers almost threw hands on live TV. It started with playful jabs, but when Burt threw some shade, Mark fired back with a low blow about Burt's divorce.
Told you that because...
My wife tells me that often.
She says, "Good morning."
I'm still married, as a matter of fact.
Yes, well, you...
Mark went deep, but Burt started it. If you toss the first punch, don't be surprised if you get hit back harder. Howard Stern once tried to corner Conan O'Brien during an interview about Conan's ex, Lisa Kudrow. Lisa had mentioned in another interview that she waited for marriage, and Howard jumped all over it.
I had on Lisa Kudrow, who was your girlfriend for years. She said when she got married, she was a virgin.
She told you that on the radio?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Yeah.
I'm impotent.
No, you know you're not. You're not impotent. You had sex with her, right?
What, please? A gentleman doesn't tell tales.
Yeah, but I mean, when you say you were her boyfriend...
How long were you together?
I'm a very religious Catholic.
Conan tried to laugh it off, keeping it respectful. But Howard pushed, and when Conan didn't take the bait, he dropped Conan's salary on air, just to stir drama.
Lisa performed on you.
No. I feel that it's not my place.
All right.
If Lisa's made a statement, I should back it up 100%.
You would be doing Lisa a huge favor to say, yes, it is true, we never had sex.
Never had sex.
Really?
Not to lie, Conan.
You just said I could say that.
You're making $3 million a year. That's pretty impressive.
Okay, $3 million. Yeah,
you're not making $3 million? You're making $3 million. I know what you make. Trust me.
You know what I make?
Because I know people who work in the network.
All right.
I know exactly what you make.
That's
I know how long
good,
your deal is. I know everything.
Conan stayed composed and dodged everything like a pro. Howard eventually gave up and ended with a bitter goodbye.
Conan, we've learned nothing about you through this whole interview.
I know, I'm sorry.
Patrice O'Neal got ambushed on a morning show when the host opened by playing a clip that made Patrice look bad.
So listen up, ladies, because there is something comedian Patrice O'Neal wants you to know.
We don't like you. We don't like you. We don't ever want to really see you. It's like, you never heard four guys hanging out at a party, right? And one of them goes, "You know what would make this party even better? If my girl was here."
Patrice wasn't warned, but instead of freaking out, he flipped it. He turned the moment into a joke and had the audience laughing while the host sat there awkwardly.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a very interesting take. So why is it that guys just don't want us fun, wonderful ladies around when you're hanging out with the boys?
Because you talk about nothing. Thank you for laughing at that. That's really against your instinct to laugh at that, but you just force yourself on us every second you can.
So we're just really annoying, essentially.
Yeah, but you know it, and I don't know why you don't care.
Chris Rock was about to host the Oscars when he went on The Tonight Show. Jay Leno tried to trick him into roasting one of the nominated movies.
I've watched some of them, some of them.
Any clunkers? Anything you like? You don't like?
I'm fine. What are you trying to get me to say, man?
Well, any clunk, any ones you
better than my movies.
Well, that goes without saying. But anything.
Hey, you did a movie too.
I know. I did a lot of
your
bad
movie
movies.
went straight to audio.
Jerry Seinfeld had his own showdown when an interviewer brought up the Me Too movement.
The Me Too campaign.
Yes.
What's wrong with the industry? I mean, are you asking yourself how come all of this is coming?
It's not the industry, honey. It's the whole gender. It's men and women. This is about men and women.
You just called me honey.
Yeah.
Jerry responded by calling her honey. Was it risky? Definitely, but it felt like he was setting a tone.
Did you see any of it?
No, honestly, I've never seen. I mean, a lot of the comedians, there was a lot of activity, comedians and waitresses and everybody. I mean, men and women, chase after each other, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes, they do. Now, I've never seen it done in a way that was, that I thought that's not right.
The interviewer clearly came to trap him, and Jerry wasn't falling for it. He stayed calm, made his points, and let her twist herself into knots. Then, Trevor Noah, who was also on the show, saw what was happening.
Do you now regret some of the jokes you made? Let me give you an example. You said, my mother, black South African, was saying, get me a white guy, get me a white guy. Well, my father was white Swiss, of course he liked chocolate.
That sounds funny to me, even when you say it. Why would I regret that?
Why would you regret that? Because some people say that's not really very funny.
She used a random example to try to trip him up.
In Britain called Lenny Henry, and he has said that he regrets doing that kind of joke where he said he would wipe his sweating brow and say, I'm leaking chocolate.
But that's different.
Well, it's not. It's using chocolate, isn't it?
But that is different.
Well,
the Swiss love chocolates.
You're referring to your mother's skin color as chocolate. What he says.
Yes, because my mom is proud to be dark, beautiful chocolate.
Yeah.
That's what she's saying.
Do you not realize that some people might not like that? And Lenny Henry went on to say, he says, I knew there had to be a better way of trying to put the message over without having to pick on people because of their color or because of their race.
Trevor shut it down. He explained the importance of context and didn't let her spin the narrative.
He's just trying to say that his skin color is chocolate.
No.
You're splitting hairs here.
No, but that is exactly what we should be doing. Every single joke has a context. The most important thing with comedy is context.
Somebody could take that out of context.
You've said it. What you're doing right now is the equivalent of me saying, now it's raining more than ever. I'll be here with you forever. You can always be my friend, standing under my umbrella. Ella, 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 A. I seem like a mad person right now because I'm not doing everything that was within the context of the song Umbrella by Rihanna.
Not even a British accent could make her argument sound smarter. Matt Rife once had an interview so painfully awkward he never returned.
This is how you went viral, which I guess you talk to people in the crowd, right?
I do from time to time, yeah.
That's not a thing?
No, it is. I mean, I would just say it more properly than that. Yeah, I do crowd work that happens to go viral quite often. Yeah, but I do way more than that.
Crowd work is the proper way to describe it?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, crowd work. I said talk to people in the crowd, I think.
Yeah, no, it sounds like I'm interviewing them.
Bill Burr went on a podcast and the host tried to clown him for balding. Bill looked him up and down and delivered a comeback that probably still echoes in that studio.
When did you start shaving your head? It looks good. I had my first special. I had it shaved. Really? I didn't. Yeah. When I saw you in New York for the Patrice thing. I'm glad you liked it. I see you losing the roof there in the back. You'll be right there with me. We'll do a buddy cop show. Exactly. Right? Two balding old guys.
Tiffany Haddish had her own viral moment when an interviewer called her Oscars dress a costume.
Do a little costume change?
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce & Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not, no one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now.
The interviewer realized she messed up instantly, but it was too late.
You look gorgeous.
This is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. I'm just, trying to accomplish a lot of things before 50. What are you doing?
Tiffany didn't back down and later said she responded that way because it felt like the interviewer was trying to make her feel like she didn't belong. In a random mix of guests, Bernie Sanders, Russell Brand, and an MSNBC journalist all showed up on Real Time with Bill Maher. After Bernie left, Russell got into it with the journalist over media bias. Russell said MSNBC was just as bad as other networks.
It's disingenuous to claim that the biases that are exhibited on Fox News are any different from the biases exhibited on MSNBC. It's difficult to suggest that these corporations operate as anything other than mouthpieces for their affiliate owners in BlackRock and Vanguard.
And the guy tried to shut him down by calling him unqualified.
You don't actually know anything about any of these organizations you're talking about, even on MSNBC once. Big fucking deal.
My darling, it was more than enough.
You can't come up with such a carry. You have a single actual fact.
Then they asked Russell for an example and immediately cut him off.
The moment that you give me a specific example, an actual example.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Wait, just wait.
Just we need a specific example.
How about a specific
Still, Russell managed to give a passionate mini speech about corporate media and lobbying, while the journalist rolled his eyes.
Do you think you can improve America by determinedly and avowedly condemning Fox News without acknowledging that you're participating in the same game? Did you not just listen to Bernie Sanders, someone who plainly, legitimately believes in this country and believes it's possible to change, but is bound by corruption, is bound by the lobbying system?
During the YMH podcast, the talk turned to therapy and how Bill Burr quit because he wanted to change, not just talk. Then one host tried to play shrink and it totally backfired.
When are you going to just, get off this fucking couch here and go live your life and stop having to talk to this fucking person?
Yeah, you're full of anger. Because you flog yourself for being vulnerable.
Oh, would you stop it like you have some sort of psychology degree?
10 years in therapy.
So what? I've watched football for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
Bill Burr again, this time on Mike Tyson's podcast. What did he do first? Roast Mike Tyson. Yes, the Mike Tyson. Either he's fearless or he really trusts that table between them.
Bill Burr, comedian, baby. Made headlines in October 2000 and 2000 after controversial monologue. Man.
2000 and 2000, Mike, that's 2020.
Listen,
those
man.
Brownsville schools, man.
Phil, tell me, man, but listen, right?
Sam Morrill decided to bring edgy jokes to a super conservative morning show in Salt Lake City.
Last time I was here, I hooked up with a mother of 6, and that's the lowest number I could find in Salt Lake. That's not my fault.
Yeah, you just got a rim shot out of our audio guy.
I got one?
Yeah, you got
That's one.
Okay.
He even mentioned Diddy, and you could feel the room freeze.
Anything topical I'm excited to talk about, like the P. Diddy stuff I want to talk about. Because I feel like in rap, it used to be like about who's the toughest, and now they're like, I'll tell people you had sex with me.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so
we should probably not go too far down that particular topic line right here. You're gonna do a Netflix special.
P. Diddy didn't have sex with me. I want to make that clear.
Okay. I don't think we were going to ask.
Oh, okay.
The producers cut the interview early, and one host threw shade as he left.
Our producer just gave us a time, 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
No, come on. No, seriously, we want to help with your shows, too.
I can finish in 30 seconds. Just ask my girlfriend.
All right, and you will only see him at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City because he's not coming back to our show.
What?
So,
really?
No.
That hurt.
I don't think you're hurt.
Yeah.
Sam, you can come back.
I hope so.
Shane Gillis's podcast is great, but part of the episodes are Patreon only, which didn't sit well with Louis C.K.
We're going to read some ads.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to switch over to the Patreon for the last part. So join the Patreon if you want.
Why do you making them go on Patreon? Do you need the money?
Yes.
Really? The ads and the Patreon?
Hold on.
Is it subscription or is it an ad?
Louis seemed half joking, but definitely wished the full podcast was free for everyone. Some talk show hosts can't help but interrupt their guests, and sometimes it backfires.
Squeaked on. You did stand up. When I did, I'll tell the story. When I